and welcome to another episode of Memphis Sounds Lounge Show, presented by the one and only Star News VIP. We are excited to have another guest here today, a living legend, not in her own mind, but in all of our minds, because she has covered a lot of ground, doing a lot of phenomenal things, impacting not just thousands, but tens and hundreds of thousands, millions of people's lives over her career. And I want to introduce you to the one and only Dr. Rochelle Stevens. Welcome to the Memphis Sounds Lounge Show. Glad to have you here today. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. Sitting here with you, Trini, of course, and Memphis Sound Lounge is very comfortable and relaxing. I'm enjoying it already.
What about Adam? You feel good about something like that?
I was about to say, what about me? You feel good about?
Well, you know, by the time the end of the show, I
may
know you a little
you may run up out of here.
Oh, okay. But it'll be fast.
It's gonna be real fast.
We are so delighted to have you here, though, because I mean, your career has been amazing. From not just in here in Memphis, but your college career, your professional career, your business career, your philanthropy. Everything's just been going on. It's been popping all around, and people really like to see that, and this is an exciting thing. So we want to spend some time just to getting so everybody else can get to know you more, better than ever before, and that way they can go ahead and start ringing these phone calls in to you, so they can actually get your books, your products, participating in your events, and calling on you to come and speak to their folks as well, because I think you have a lot to offer to not just Memphis, but the people all over the globe. Now, if you don't know about Rochelle she's and I call her Dr. Rowe, okay? Like row your boat, but a lot stronger than that. Dr. Rochelle Stevens. And she's done some great things. A lot of people probably know you most from being an Olympic star, because if she was a singer, she'll be one of those like double platinum singers, you know, with the album and all that. Hey, she's a double medalist in Olympics. She's been there twice, been there and done that, showed up and showed out. So, and that's where people know you mostly from. So, but what else do people need to know about Rochelle besides being this fascinating Olympian?
Well, it's like you said, I'm not going to go there with you, but the young people say, just Google search me, but I'm not going to go there. Let's just have fun and talk about it in the lounge, okay?
Right.
With the Olympic career, I started running at the age of 12 in Orange Mound, Memphis.
Yes.
I saw the Wilma Rudolph story and was really inspired to see that she was the first African-American female to win 3 gold medals in 1 Olympics. And just knowing the challenges that she had to go through, and then later overcome all of those sicknesses and ailments that she went through to become the greatest athlete in the world. And I was like, wow, I want to be like Wilma. But I didn't have a clue if I could run or anything. I just knew that I wanted to be like Wilma Rudolph and go to the Olympics. And so that very next day, I literally got up, started jogging. I knocked on every door in the neighborhood, and I was saying, I was just knocking on the doors and saying, hey, I'm going to the Olympics. And everybody was like, for real? Like, okay, little girl. And they just laughed about it. And every day I literally started running from Cherokee Elementary to my house, which was like 10 houses from Melrose High School. So I still don't know how far that is to this day, but it was a lot of hills to get to Cherokee, and was able to, you know, just start building up my wind and see strangers and like, hey, I bet I can beat you to that light pole.
Right.
And started doing street racing and racing people from light pole, girls, boys. It didn't make a difference.
Yes.
And that's how that journey really started. And my mom heard I was in the street racing people, and she was like, wait a minute, we got to do something about this. So she put me involved with the AAU Junior Olympic program. It was the Memphis Recreational Program. I was just 12 years old. And that very first year, being a part of that program, I qualified to go to the AAU Junior Olympic National Championships. Wow. I finished 4th place in the finals with a 2 minutes and 24 seconds at 800 meters at 12 years old, which was faster than all the girls in high school in Memphis.
Yes.
They were 11th, 12th grade. I'm 12, running 2:24, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're going to be bad, you're going to be bad. And so my time just got better each year because I continued to work hard and just did everything I thought and needed to do to be the best, because, going to the Olympics is another whole ball game. But
It is, yes.
I had enough sense to know, let me just try to dominate all the elementary kids first. Move on up to junior high, and let's see what we're going to do there. High school, and see what's going to happen. So, and that's what basically happened. Junior high, city champion, got to high school, state champion several times, All-American.
Yes.
Like I said, state champion, recruited by 20 schools in track and field, full rides. University of Tennessee, University of Florida, LSU, Nebraska, SIU, Kentucky, you just name them.
Yes.
But I ended up choosing Morgan State University, the
Right.
smallest school out of all of them, HBCU school in Baltimore, Maryland. They had more interest in making sure I graduate, which, I was like, graduate for real? Like, I didn't even know I wanted to go to college. I don't even like school like that. But they kept putting on, and you go to the big schools, you're just going to be a social security number. You're going to fall between the cracks.
Oh,
they specialize
yeah.
in basketball and football. You think they're really going to pay attention to a little track girl? So I was listening to those things. And that was one of the main reasons I chose Morgan State in Baltimore, is that I wanted to be not only the first one to go to college in my family, but be the first one to graduate from college in my family. And then, had the opportunity to run in Madison Square Gardens in New York, the Meadowlands in New Jersey, and be on television. I was like starstruck, like, hey, I'm trying to be on TV at 18, 19. So it had its perks and its opportunities, and it was an excellent choice.
How difficult was it to go so far away from home at an early age like that?
I didn't look at it as a challenge, because I was already traveling. Starting at the age of 12, you go into all these track meets, running summer track. So from Nebraska, Kansas,
Yes.
you're just traveling. So I think I wasn't afraid to go, because anywhere I was going to go was going to be far from home. Even if you go to Knoxville, that was far. I just didn't think Baltimore. But once I got up there, and everyone was just so laid back and really friendly. They made me feel really welcoming. Every now and then I would think I would see somebody, like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Imagining. It's like the desert. You
Right.
see water, but it's really not water. You think you're seeing people from Tennessee, but they were not. I was the only one from the whole state of Tennessee on that college campus. And everyone else was from New York and Jersey and Philadelphia and D.C. and those places. And
They had kinfolk here.
no.
Yeah, Memphis has a connection with the world.
Well, they didn't have any this time. I mean, they was just so
They
excited.
just didn't claim it.
They were so excited to meet someone from the South, as they would say. And everybody was like, wow, okay, Tennessee, so are you from a farm? I mean, do you have street lights? You got a sidewalk? They really was thinking that we like the hee-haw type of
Right.
atmosphere, because that's what was a top TV show at that time, was
Very
hee-haw.
true, yes.
And they was thinking I was kind of more like the hee-haw, so I didn't quite get hee-haw as a nickname, but I did get Miss Minnie. The lady with the hat with the
Right,
tag.
with the
So they
tag
started
on.
calling me Miss Minnie.
That was your nickname at
That
college?
was one of my nicknames, because
Well-
I was wearing those fashionable hats, and like, oh my gosh, she even act like those people in the country. She got the fashion hat on. So I had a lot of nicknames in college. But they
Perception
didn't
would be
take
amazing.
the high school nickname that everyone in Memphis knew me of. They was like, we can't call you Roach. That's got to go out the window. You don't look like a bug, so we're not calling you that. So they came up with other names.
Well, that's what people from Melrose, that's what we knew.
Right.
Golden Wildcat, but that's the nickname that we knew.
Nickname. In fact, they just thought that was my name. They didn't really even know Rochelle. They knew Roach. That's it. The principal, Sister Roach, how you doing? Everyone was like, Sister Roach. And I hated that name, but I just kind of got stuck with it and got used to it. And it was like, I was only about 4'10", 5'1" or 2" when I went to Melrose. So I was short. And they was like, man, your little legs be moving like a little roach, man. You should move like a little roach. and that's how the name came about. Like, why you be moving like a little roach? I was like, oh, I hate that. And they just stuck with Roach.
Well, I guess you couldn't outrun that nickname, huh?
I did when I got to college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience, and that's basically how my journey got started with track and field, and like you said, dominated through high school and chose Morgan State University, and eventually became the MVP performer 4 times. So I went in there kicking butt the hard way.
Did you take any names while you were doing that?
I was taking names every day because everyone that came in with me as freshmen, all of us were state champions in the same event.
Right.
All of our times was a blink of an eye of each other.
Yes.
So I never just considered myself as being a star on a team.
Right.
So if you came from being a star on a team and then you go to a school, and that's anybody.
Right.
Everyone is a star.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a state jacket. Everybody might be a state champion. But now it's time to prove yourself on another whole level. So it's like I got to keep my name up. People are accustomed to seeing me walking folks down. But now I got this girl from New Jersey and she walking people down. And I got a teammate from Missouri and she walking people down. And we got the best from Jamaica and she definitely walking people down. And then the #1 girl in the nation came to our school and she made the Olympic team out of high school. So we was like, my attitude was, I don't care. We just gonna be good. I was just honored to be a part of so many champions. All I could think was, man, we gonna tear some people up. I don't know what their mindset was. Their mindset was more on just, she thinks she better than I am. Yeah. I'm thinking, we gonna be good.
We're gonna win, yes.
I'm on the we. They was on the I. But I was the one that ended up just stealing the show because I'm like, if you that good, I need to be practicing while you're sleeping. While you partying, I'm going to be practicing.
Yes.
While you somewhere drinking, I am somewhere practicing. And that has always been my MO. Do what you're not supposed to do. Just know it's always somebody that's going to be doing the right thing.
Yes.
And that was always my mindset. I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning running by myself. I jogged between my classes.
Wow. That's
I
amazing.
jogged to school and home. So when they saw me, it was like, man, she's always running and jogging. My mom said Woman Rudolph was always running and jogging. She made that comment on the phone. I was like, for real? I had my little books and I was jogging to all of my classes.
Working.
So I ended up breaking the 400-meter school record my freshman year at Morgan, and this is 2024, and I still had a 400-meter record. Of course, I was breaking it every year, but it's now at 51.07.
And it still stands today?
51.07, and I won the NCAA Division I 400 open title. So I never really got caught up over how big a school is, how many, the facility you have. I never got caught up in that because I know that track and field is an individual sport, and you got to put that work in. And if you don't have the equipment, what does that mean? And if you do have the equipment, if you don't put in the work, you can have the equipment all you want. Doesn't mean you're going to win.
True.
And if you don't have the equipment, if you put in the work, it's that heart. We're from Melrose. We was like, everywhere I go, people want to know who I am, where you come from.
Yes.
I had that mentality. I mean, because no one on the East Coast never knew me. And everywhere I went, I was like, you don't have to know me, but you will when this meet is over. And that was always my mindset because I took that mentality, that golden wildcat mentality, with me to college. And it was, so they'd be like, oh my gosh, where y'all find that girl? How did y'all get her from Tennessee State? How did you get her from Ed Temple? How did she come all the way up here?
And how did you get that mentality, though, to look at things in such a way? Where did that come from? Did you learn it at home? Is something you just read about? Something you were determined to do? How did you get that?
I believe it came from my mom. My mom lectured her 4 daughters every Saturday faithfully about life, about dreams, about goals, about determination. And she would always say, look at how we're living. Do you want to live like this the rest of your life? It's going to be up to you to go to college, get a good job, make some money, make something of yourself. And we actually looking around like, no, I don't think I'm going to live like this. Yes. And every Saturday, she just pounded greatness into us, and she supported everyone because I was the only one that ran track. My sisters were beauty queens. You met one of them. She was a cheerleader and a majorette. Another one was a cheerleader. So everyone had different things. One of my sisters was in the mock trial, and they won the state. And her picture is still on the walls at Melrose because that's the only state title they ever won in school history. But everyone had their own dreams.
Yes.
And my mom was the one that supported everybody's dreams. In fact, we all supported each other.
Yeah.
So we would go to a football game, not to watch the game, but to watch my sister turn some flips and do splits. Like, yeah, that's my sister right there.
Yeah,
That's my sister. You know, she up there at the top. That's my baby sister. Go to a majorette competition. That's my sister. She the head. Go to a ROTC. That's my sister right there. And then when they come to the track meet, they was like, you done brought your own fan club.
Yeah, buddy.
They up there singing and clapping, and they got the little song going on. They be like, here come the Roach family. You know, they're like, here, Mama Roach and all the little Roaches. And, the Roach family is here. They were representing. They all hated the name as well. They was like, we ain't no Roaches, but they be Little Roach, Baby Roach, Aunt and Bug, and Mama Roach. And they all hated that. Oh, they hated it. But I had my own personal fans. And that was my family. And I believe that's where the desire, the hunger,
Right.
the discipline, the whole caboose, you know. My mom's a pastor of a church. She like, write the vision.
Yes.
Make it plain. What is it that you want? And so to this day, I still write everything down.
And it's stuck through all these transitions. So what was the transition, I guess, from college to the Olympics and your career from that?
Still chasing the dream.
Yes.
Still chasing the dream. And the dream was what? To go to the Olympics.
To go to the Olympics.
How bad do
yes.
you want it? I mean, I was only doing like 500 sit-ups. I thought I was doing something. And I heard that FloJo was doing 1,000. I'm like, 1,000? Well, I need to start doing 1,000 crunches too. I want a six-pack too.
That was 1,000 a week, right?
No, that's a
Day.
day. And then heard that Bo Jackson was doing 2,000. I was like, well, he can keep on doing 2,000. I'm just going to hang with the 1,000.
Yes.
But I was doing at least 1,000 to 1,500 crunches a day, just changing everything about the training. Had to take it to another whole level. You talking about being the best in the world, you got to treat it like
Right.
you're going to be the best in the world. You either going to be the best or you going to watch everyone else become the best. And so if that meant getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and running 5 miles to get my endurance up, Sexy and I was up at 6 a.m. That was my Doberman. She loved to run. And so we come back at 10 o'clock in the morning and work out for a couple of hours.
Yes.
Come back at 3 p.m. and really working out. And then about 8, 9 o'clock at night, I'm going on another run just to cool down, but it's a 3-4 mile run.
But does this work just for track and doing your best? Or can you apply that same mentality to anything else you want to do?
I was the type of person, I converted everything over to everything that I do in life. Because we would hear those coaches say, hey, people, you need to learn this so you turn it into a life skill. And then at that time, you was like, a life skill? What the heck they talking about? And then when you come out, then it came alive to those same habits. So on a job, I never go in there half prepared. I'm always on top of my game, on everything. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to put in the overtime. I don't have a problem with being up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I never did anything. And that's just a part of me. And for a very long time, you know, well, not a long time, but when I came into the so-called real world, and people would say, oh, she's such an overachiever. She's such an overachiever. And I was offended because I'm looking like I'm not an overachiever. I'm just doing my job.
Right.
And if you're doing your job, I wouldn't look like an overachiever to you. So it's just now coming to the light, maybe just a few months ago, that I'm not an overachiever. You should take notes, because I am successful.
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
not
you
an
are.
overachiever. I'm just successful, and if you want to be successful, you put in the work. So if you have doing your job, you come to work late, you leave early. What they say, leave early, come late.
Right.
You try to do your job the last 10, 15 minutes, it looks like it. And so when you bring someone that's really doing the job, you do look like you did it for 15 minutes.
Yes.
So of course I would look like an overachiever to you because you was getting over. You was half doing your job. So now if you say I'm an overachiever, my answer now is thank you very much. You need to try it. It's wonderful.
Exactly. I wouldn't worry about what those people say anyhow. But I have a question.
What is
The
it? What you want
Olympics.
to ask me?
1992.
Are you talking to me?
No, he's talking to me.
Am I looking at you? I am now.
I don't know.
I'm looking at you. 1992. Barcelona. That was a very amazing Olympics because of the Dream Team. How did you feel about all the attention that they were getting? And that was your first Olympics, correct?
Right.
How did you feel being in that Olympics during that time? Because the cameras were all over them, but you were doing your thing.
Once again, I didn't even pay the Dream Team any attention. Because at that time, I had just signed a contract with Maybelline. I became the Maybelline girl. I'm caught up over myself.
Oh.
I became the Oakley girl with the
With
shades,
the glasses? Yeah.
the Sierra and the shades. I was
You know
the
she was
first
blinged
female.
out, had her
I was
little
the- I was
nails
the first-
on, had her little hair.
I got the
and
hair, I
everything.
got the nails, I got the shades. They want to know who I am. They're like, wait a minute, who are you? You know, but I didn't really get caught up. I was excited that the Dream Team was coming. I was just wondering where they were going to sleep because I'm only 5'8", and my feet was hanging off the bed. Because, they're a little shorter in Europe. So I'm 5'8", if my feet hanging off the bed, I'm like, man, where the Dream Team going to sleep?
Yes.
Not knowing that they wasn't going to stay in the Olympic
Right.
Village. They're going to be at a 5-star hotel. But you couldn't tell because they wanted to be around everyone else. See, when the basketball players are selected to make the team, they are honored to be around the people that really made the team. So they get picked to be on the team. We have to make the team. And so they're all excited to meet us, and we're excited to meet them. But they're excited to meet us because they're like, wow, I don't know if they feel like real Olympians.
I never thought about it that way, though, that, like she just said, that you have to work to get yours.
Right.
You have to earn your spot.
Right.
And then they pick the ones that's on the
Dream
basketball
Team.
team, on
And,
the Dream
then
Team.
if they don't like you, they don't pick you.
Yeah, Isaiah
So-
Thomas.
So, are you a fan of Isaiah?
I am.
Wonderful.
Isaiah, you should have been there, not John Stockton. No disrespect to John Stockton, but Isaiah was better.
Well,
We had the same issue again this year. It was somebody that wasn't on the team.
Yeah, that was Brown.
Tatum.
Brown wasn't on the team.
But with Isaiah, and I kind of forgot that history, and when I was at the Super Bowl last year in Arizona, and I was hanging with my nephew, he was like, Auntie, come on, you looking like an auntie. You're an athlete. Look like an athlete. Please, you can't hang out with me wearing a business suit. You look like you need to with my mom. You hanging out with me, Auntie. Look like an athlete. So I went back to the room, put on my little toe-up jeans, put on my hat, put it on backwards and everything, and had the little Olympic stuff on there. And when I got ready to sit down, he said, Auntie, I think that dude probably was in the Olympics with you. He was like from right 10 feet away, and I looked up and I was like, oh snap, that's Isaiah Thomas. And so he saw the Olympic hat, and we both just stood up at the same time, and we met in the middle of the floor, and we hugged each other like we knew each other. And I was in this like, man, it's an honor to meet you. You the man. He was like, yeah, but I wasn't on that Olympic team. And I was
Zeke, you should have been there, Zeke.
He was like, I wasn't on the Olympic team.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
you the woman. You got the Olympic hat on. And I told him my name, and of course, I already knew his name. But he was still caught up over, I was in the Olympics.
Right.
And he did not. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. You got caught up in that drama. See, just after the conversation, like, oh, you got caught up in the drama. That's right, you wasn't on that Olympic team. But you still the man. You still the man. Can I get your phone number? So I keep in touch with him to this day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
We
cool.
need to see if we
I
can
didn't
change the
say hello.
rules.
What's that?
We need to see if we can change those rules where they have to earn their spots as well.
Well, when you think about it,
But it's such a big draw.
they earn because you have to be, in order to be on a dream team, you have to be a star. So they pretty much earning, not like what you do,
Right.
but they are earning. But what you did was very incredible.
We have to eliminate people every day.
Right.
You ran, you understand?
Right.
You have to eliminate athletes every day, and only 3 are going to represent the USA. Just 3.
Yes.
Just 3.
Out of how many?
Thousands. How many people had the dream of going to the Olympics?
Exactly.
Then you come to the Olympic trials,
Yes.
and every day is an elimination process.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm a get to talk to an Olympian. Over in Europe, track and field is big business. They were paying athletes, track stars. They were big time stars. You guys were big time stars in Europe. Knowing that, did you ever want to leave from over there and come back to America where, you know, if you weren't in the track and field, you know, you weren't known, but you was a star over there? How does it feel, you know, being a star there and hardly known here in America in your home?
It's interesting. You know, like you said, track and field is big. It's the second largest sport in Europe next to soccer.
Right.
And so Eurosport was like ESPN. Every other day or every day,
Yes.
you're on national television running in Europe. And I didn't know it was that big. And so one day I was like, oh, nobody know me. I'm thousands of miles away from home. And I went to the library and I had some rollers in my hair. And someone like, Rochelle Stevens. I'm like, what? They knew who I was. You open up the newspapers and it's in French or it's in Spanish, but your name still spelled the same way. And it's like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, they talking about me. So that must mean I'm a favorite. I'm a draw. People was coming to see me. So you end up developing these fans from around the world.
Yeah.
And I was on this circuit for 12 years, 9 months out the year. So I have fans around the world, which makes you an international star. I have had the opportunity to compete in every continent except one, and that was Australia.
And why not Australia? I guess they haven't had a main event, or
Well, they was going to have the 2000 Olympics,
yeah.
but I didn't know the Olympics was going to be there at that time. They just didn't really have track meets as much. Their seasons are different. You know, their winter, like right now, this is summer in Australia.
Yes.
And when the summer comes around, it's like winter. So they're kind of off from our seasons. But I had the opportunity to race in over 50 countries in Europe. I had the opportunity to go to so many communist countries. I was a history and music major in high school. I didn't think I would actually be in East Berlin competing or go to Yugoslavia
Yes.
or Romania, Bulgaria. I never thought that I would see France. I mean, I would have taken Miss McTeer class more serious, learn more than
French.
bonjour.
Yeah, yeah.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup.
Oui, oui.
And now all of a sudden I'm in France and that's all I know. It's like, oh my gosh, how did I get a B? She should have gave me an F. I should have taken it more serious. I mean, we didn't take foreign languages serious because we didn't think we'd ever leave the country.
Right.
So we didn't take it serious. So now I'm sitting over there like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to take things serious. You see this fine dude, and he's from another country, all you can do is smile because that's all you're going to get out. I mean, he's not speaking English and you're not speaking Italian.
But you know, in America, we're one of the few countries where you only mainly just know one language. When
Exactly.
you go outside of the U.S., all these other countries, they know 2, 3, 7,
Exactly.
11, 13 different languages because they got all these countries around them and they're going through all these countries. So they're learning the language as they grow up. But we here in the United States, no. We have to put forth an effort.
Vision. Like you said, they're around the other countries. We're not around anyone else. I mean, if you go to Canada, they're speaking English and some French.
Yes.
But what other country is around? If you go to the Caribbean, everybody's speaking English there and some patois. But it was just an opportunity to be able to travel the world, and it was from track and field.
Now with
And-
track, we're talking about all the different languages. Which track countries were countries of the track were friendliest, and which ones weren't? You know, with their other track teammates. when they saw the United States?
Well, it's when you go to Europe, you're not running for the USA. You're running for your sponsors.
Right.
So the only time we run for Team USA is for the Olympics, World
Yes.
Championships, Goodwill Games, Pan American Games, national stuff. But when we go
Right.
to Europe, you're over there representing your sponsor.
Yes.
They don't even say.
And your sponsor paid all your bills and paid for everything for you.
Well,
Is that how it worked?
No, the sponsors just pay you to like these young people doing a name, likeness, and image,
Right,
NLI, whatever they want to call it.
NIL.
We was doing that anyway. You basically getting paid to have their logo on.
Okay.
If you over in Europe, the meat promoters bring you to their meets. They pay for everything. So that means you better be ranked in the top 10 or the top 6 in the world, not the U.S. Even though the U.S., we may have the fastest 6 people in the world, but those meets over there, they're not going to just let all the USA people get all the lanes. You're going to get 2. So you better be number 1 or number 2 in the United States, so you better have a real good agent. Because the other lanes are going to be reserved for the athletes that's number 1 in Germany or number 1 in Bulgaria or number 1 in France. So every time you step on the track, you're competing against the best athletes in the world. And that was why, Noah Lyles made the comment last year when everybody got all mad and said, how y'all call yourself world champions? You only play each other. And I totally agree. Who you playing? Denver against LA and that's USA.
Yes.
But when we go to events, we're running against the world. You're running against the fastest kid that had the same dream as you, except they just so happen are from Africa or the Caribbean, or they're from Europe, or they're from Asia. You literally are competing against the best athletes in the world. And they was like, oh, he's so arrogant. You literally are. You saw the Olympics this past year. The USA Dream Team was struggling to beat France.
Yeah, that old man from
They struggled.
that old man from Golden State had to save him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about that old man from L.A. He old too.
But if you notice, they finally started becoming like a team. Like, oh my gosh, these
It's
folks
time to
ain't
play.
no joke.
Right.
Because you playing against other athletes from around the world that's representing their country. So it's an honor to be able to say that I was one of the best athletes in the world
That's
for
right.
over a decade. Top
That's
in the
incredible.
United States. I mean, my Nike contract consisted top 10 in the world, not U.S., world. So sometimes, when people say, oh, this is Rochelle, this is our local star. I'm not a local star.
Right.
A local star is a person that didn't go past high school. That's local. Junior high, that's local. When you start being the best in kick and tail around the world, you are an international star. There ain't
Very
nothing
true.
local about
true.
that. And I just be like, really? I'm not a local star. Read them credentials.
Google me.
But we didn't have to Google back then. But,
Encyclopedia me.
right. It's called Wikipedia now.
Right.
Wikipedia.
Right.
So how does it feel, again, being a mega star, Europe, around the world, but track and field, it's only really popular around the colleges and Olympic time. Is what I know you're doing some events around Memphis and other places, track events. How can we make it global, like what you experienced over in Europe? I think we should have that type of setup here in America.
It depends on the administration, our board of directors, our president of USA Track and Field. It's the same. Poor marketing.
They need to be fired.
Poor marketing. You don't market it, of course we're not going to be recognized. I mean, we shouldn't be popular once every 4 years because you're still competing every single year.
Right.
So if you refuse to put dollars into the sport and the advertisement pieces to it and continue to market Sidney McLaughlin and Sha'Carri Richardson and Noah Lyles, and not just once every 4 years, but if you put the money into the sport, then others will start respecting the sport. They don't respect our sport because we don't respect our own sport. And so why should I respect it when your own organization doesn't respect it?
And that's one of the sports where you have the most participants typically. Even whether it's grade school, college, you have more participants.
And we sell the most tickets at the Olympics because the arena holds 60, 70,000 people.
Right.
Oh, it's sold out.
It is.
It's sold out like a football game. But if you still refuse to invest in the marketing, the advertisement, and not just highlight two people, because now you put all the stress on two people. So when I was coming up, they highlighted each event. And you had headliners in each event. So now the people are not coming to the track meet and just waiting on the 400 meters. They're waiting to see the 100, the 200, the 400, the 800, the 1500. They want to see everybody.
Right.
But if you only act like 3 people are there, then that's where you losing out at. I mean, when we won the gold medal in '96 in Atlanta, they only highlighted Michael Johnson with the gold shoes,
Right.
Carl Lewis, and let me think of another one. Maybe Dan O'Brien, but the 3, 4 people, it was like, what about us? We got medals. What about us?
Right.
But if you don't market us, that's showing a form of you disrespecting everyone else that's winning gold, silver, bronze medals, breaking meet records, breaking stadium records. You don't even mention their names. You never say anything about them. You got people in the shot put, in the discus, and the javelin. Those young ladies, they're kicking butt and they're winning for Team USA.
Yes.
They winning in the pole vault. But
Yes.
do you ever hear their name?
How many events are there in a track meet overall? I mean, you got the different runs and field and track and field. How many events altogether are there? Like 30?
I just never, it's not 30. And then we select which events we're going to highlight even at the track meets. The only time they do all the events, once again, is for the trials and a national team. So if you run, say, you're a 10,000 meter race walker, okay, we probably won't have a race walk at none of them track meets. You just got to make a team and show up. Or the marathon. Look at the marathon. We don't have marathons at every single track meet.
Yes.
They're not going to have the steeplechase at every single track meet.
Very true.
So it just depends on which event you're in, and hope that you're in one of those highlighted events that will so happen to get the opportunity to run around the United States.
Okay, not to beat a dead horse, and I'm about to interrupt you again,
No, you
which I always do.
Wait.
If you were in charge,
Wait. Now I'm interrupting you, but go ahead.
if you were in charge, what would you do? How would you change this?
I would
Because
go,
the reason why I say it, I
Right.
came up in track. Believe it or not, I know you look at my gut. I did run track. And I know it can be better. And if you were queen for the day and you can change everything and make it to where it's, respectable worldwide, what would you do?
I would do the marketing piece. I would promote the athletes, present their talents. A lot of us have more than just a track talent. Let them know who you really cheering for and what we believe in, what we stand for. And it's more than just showing up and kicking butt. But to be able to show, hey, when she's not on the track, this is what she's doing for the community, or this is what he's doing. But mainly, put the faces out there. Put us on billboards. Let us be the brand ambassador to the Gatorade, the Powerade, instead of you getting a model for $15 or whatever they pay them, $100 to be a model. Use the real athletes, because people are trying to be like us. They're not trying to be like the supermodel. They're trying to be like the athlete that really is eating Raisin Bran or cornflakes, or the athlete that's really eating the fruit, or the one that's really drinking the coconut water. Use the people in that way, and it forms advertisements so the young people can want to grow up like I grew up wanting to be like Wilma Rudolph, and they will want to grow up and say, hey, well, this is what Rochelle's drinking, so she's drinking coconut water. Oh my gosh, she says she's doing 2,000 crunches. I'm only doing 20. Give them some reasons,
That's right.
I'm doing 10.
Well, I was doing 2 after I retired. Get out the bed to go to the bathroom. That's one.
that's one.
Go back and get back up. I'm guaranteed to get at least 2 in. But
Does eating potato chips count as some crunches?
Yeah, it is crunching though. But but that's
saying.
what I would do. I would market the sport better.
But you do a great job already because you have several events that you sponsor every year, that you're the host, have national sponsors
Right.
who help pull this off as well. Can you tell us about those, and if you have any dates for those that are coming up throughout 2025 and all that? Because I know the typical times in May and
Right.
all that through the summer and then in the fall, but I want you to share.
Well, the Rochelle Stevens Foundation was founded in 1990. The reason I started the foundation is because I did earn 20 scholarships. I did have the opportunity to travel as a kid and get college exposure and to go to the meets and have that opportunity. And so once I graduated from Morgan State University and I missed the Olympic team by a blink of an eye or photo finish, I came back home to volunteer and help with my club. The club was gone. The owners decided to go into real estate. It was like, okay, we want to make some money. We tired of helping you little kids out. It's time for us to make some real money. And no one picked up the stick or the baton. And this program was completely just gone. Over 200 kids was a part of this club every year. And so what happened was I would go to some track meets, and we still had state champions. And the following year, I'm pull up to McDonald's or KFC, and they're like, "Can I take your order?" I'm like, "Excuse me, why are you at this window? Did you not get a scholarship? I mean, why are you working here?" I didn't get a scholarship. And I was like, this cannot happen. And so that's why I started the Rochelle Stevens Invitational Track Meet.
Yes.
And I started calling all the coaches that kept saying, "Hey, how y'all find that girl from Tennessee?" So I started inviting Hampton and Tennessee and LSU, Morgan State, Arizona State, all the coaches that cheered for me became fans, even though I'm kicking their kids' butt, but you still had your favorites. They started supporting my meet. They started recruiting from this area. They was like, if she's from there and she put in a recommendation, I know it's going to be some more stars coming from Tennessee. So those coaches started coming to the Rochelle Stevens Invitational Track Meet. And I'm proud to say May 24th will be 35 years for the meet. Now, when I put it on, I didn't say, "Hey, I'm going to put this on for the next 30 years. I'm just helping because someone helped me. Somebody raised money for me. Someone donated to me. My first pair of shoes came from the Goodwill. My spikes, they came from the Goodwill. My mom couldn't afford to buy no brand new spikes. And so that's why I reached out to companies that I once represented and kept a good working relationship with them. Nike provides brand new spikes. I'm giving out spikes that's worth $85 to $150 a pair. So if you come to my meet and you have on tennis shoes and you blowing people out, we'll take you over to the truck and size you up so you can really do what you need to do. And from the meet, we also have had clubs to get back cranked up. Now we got a lot of clubs here in the Memphis and the surrounding areas. And I started just targeting because it's not just Memphis, but we have clubs come out of Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia,
Kentucky.
Oklahoma. They come from everywhere to compete in the Rochelle Stevens Invitational Track Meet.
Do you have one team come from Oklahoma one time or something like that?
They come every year. In fact, 2-3 teams out of different parts of Oklahoma because they're like, "Hey, we go to Rochelle meet. It's got it going on." And so it's still a development meet. It's the largest independent meet because I'm not connected to the AAU, but I am sanctioned through the AAU and sanctioned through USA Track and Field. So you can come to my meet and qualify for the Olympic trials if you run those times. So the thing is, we want to get those kids in front of college coaches and scouts.
Yes.
How can people help you? What can they do to make this bigger and better?
Just continue to spread the word to your niece, your cousin, your friend, your high school, the middle schools. If you are a former athlete or you ran track, I feel it's your responsibility to reach back and pull from the kids that's in your sport. That's why you are so attracted to making sure your favorite players are doing things because that's our passion. And our passion should be to reach and help because these kids don't think anybody care or love them. And if you reach, they'll be like, "Oh, wow, okay, well, he believes in me." They need to know that someone else believes in them.
And we're going to add them to your mailing list like you have me as well. so we can help promote.
Well,
even if
you
it's
running the
online
meet.
and,
You've been running in the meet.
publishing. Yeah,
Your
I
son,
yeah, son's help as
Tylen,
well.
started running in my meet when he was 5, and now he's at Christian Brothers
University running NCAA
on a
hurdles.
scholarship.
Uh-huh.
He started in my meet. You know, it was a father-son type thing. They was in the 100 with matching socks and everything, on looking cute.
Yeah.
But it's the meet is for ages 2 years to 75 years old, and the reason
And
is
all of them, not even, but all of them still run, like you saw with Trinity doing marathons. And,
Right.
You know, but he started the same way
right.
at the track meet. You know, and one of the most fascinating I like at the track meet is, you know, at the Olympics when you see all the different countries and they come on the track and they come on around, they have their flags and all that. She does the same thing. She have all the kids come out and they do an inaugural like all around the track.
opening ceremony.
Yeah, the opening ceremony. They walk around, everybody's so excited. All the parents are there looking and taking pictures and videoing and all that. But then after that, it's time to compete. You know, it's a very fun time just for that track meet. And the kids do need it.
Right.
Cause Dr. Rowe, you have helped, I'll probably say, it's probably tens of millions of dollars that you have helped with kids on the right now while they're in grade school with computers and
Right.
backpacks and
Right.
like you say,
Trunks.
you got the shoes, you got track shoes and all these other things that you have for them that you just do randomly throughout the year. Well, I don't say randomly, you have the times you schedule, but all of that. But then also when it comes to them going to college, because now they're prepared and now they're getting all these college scholarships. So that's putting money in there where they can use to get their degrees and still compete. So you've actually impacted. If you think about now, how many youth compete at each track meet?
We
few
average
hundred?
no, we average almost 1,000 kids, and this
Okay.
past year we had a little over 1,500 to
you're
come
talking
and
about
compete.
1,000
1,500 kids,
times
30
30.
something. So we already know that we impacted a minimum of at least 30,000 kids through this program.
Wow.
Because we average almost 1,000 that shows up every single year, and this year was my largest year with over 1,500. They're like, hey, we ran out of wristbands. I'm like, what you mean you ran out of wristbands? You know, those wristbands come in packs of 500s.
Yes.
You have run out of wristbands. That means we those numbers are going
Yeah.
up. But that was the purpose of the track meet for the college exposure. And then the sports camps and the clinics are not just about running, it's an educational component to it. I'm talking to the kids about what is an ACT, what is an SAT.
Yes.
If you don't like school now, you better start liking it, because once you get to the 9th grade, they start averaging out your GPA, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. So if you are 2.0, you have now 4 years to pull yourself together, and letting them know the very first question every college coach is going to ask you is, what is your grades like? Because we already know you can run,
Right.
but can you think? Can you write? Can you comprehend?
And maintain that scholarship while you're running and going to class and having that discipline.
Right. So that's the purpose of the Rochelle Stevens training camp, the No Pain, No Fame track combine. And
When is
of
that?
course, Trini was in that too. He's in the video.
yeah.
I mean, Tylen, he's in that as well. But
He was a lot smaller then, though. He hadn't
even
grown
when he
all
went
the
to
way up.
college, he came and
still
still
helped.
learning different things.
Yes.
You learning what to eat. You just learn the secrets. And if they don't forget it, they can use that as a weapon. I'm telling them, I'm like, look, you learning this, you don't share this with your friends.
Yes.
You need to know how much sleep you need to get before a race. You need to know what to eat, when to eat, what direction to sleep in. I mean, it's got some strategies to it. And if you're getting it from a gold medalist or an athlete that was on top of my game my entire career, 22 plus years.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to read about it because I hadn't put everything in a book, but you're getting it firsthand. What did I do to become successful?
Yes.
And you can do the same thing. And so that's what it's all about. And a lot of our young people are not really interested per se in going to college. So we partner with the online program that gives off certificates. So now you can get a cybersecurity management certificate in 8 to 12 weeks,
Right.
or hospitality management, or any
Going to welding and
professional
all that.
career. I'm now connected with those organizations. We're helping paying for those for you to
Yes.
at least become more marketable So when you do go on a job interview, at least you would have a certification in those areas. Or if you didn't take school series and all of a sudden now in 12th grade you want to start doing your homework, well, that's okay. We just put you over here with the welding program, or put you over here with the HVAC, or because those are big paying jobs. I mean, everyone doesn't have to go to college. I mean, a lot of us went to college and we didn't get no big jobs.
Right,
but,
right.
but if you meet the dude that's fixing the air conditioning, he's making 6 figures a year. If you're looking at the plumber that's over there looking dirty, he's making 6 figures a year. If you look at the things that we need in life, and you make that your profession, you can make 6 figures.
Right.
And so that's the kind of things I instill and put off on these young people,
And you know what we need to
so they can know.
You know what we need to hook up with? Nick. You know, with
Yes,
Hooping
sir.
Hips.
Yes, sir.
And he's actually helping athletes that get lost in that funnel where they don't really qualify, or not wanting to go to college, or not knowing what to do with themselves. He's helping these athletes one-on-one to be prepared, to get focused and see what they really want to do, so they can have a productive career and all that. So I'll get you hooked up with
So
him.
that I appreciate that, and that's what the Rochelle Stevens Foundation is all about. And one of my accomplishments that I'm really proud of is, my Achieving Dreams scholarships, where we give out money. I mean, I have athletes, even when they go to college, they'll call and say, "Hey, Miss Rochelle, I ran your track meet. I don't have no way to get home." Okay, we're gonna pay for that bus ticket. I'm at school and I'm starving. I'm so hungry. I don't have no money. Oh, we're gonna get you some money. Or you didn't go to school because the hoopty is not gonna be able to drive you to Pine Bluff.
Right.
So you just stay at home. Or you didn't go to college because you couldn't afford twin sheets and a comforter and a pillow, and so we provided the trunk.
Did you have a hoopty at any time?
Oh, that's why I wanted to take up auto mechanics.
I had me a hoopty. Did you have a hoopty at any time?
I got a hooped it now.
Oh,
Hey, I wanted to take auto
yeah.
mechanics, but they was like, hey, you can't take this. You get over there and home economics and learn how to cook. I mean, my mom always had hoopties. That's why, if something break down on the car, I'm not afraid to let the pop that. I know how to do the basic things.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar on what a hoopty is, it's an automobile that may not be in the best shape, but is in good enough shape to get to A to B on short distance. You don't really want to take it on a long distance, okay? So
and you better watch some of those short distances.
And you better.
If you know what type of hoopy you have,
Yeah.
you're going to have a gallon of water in your trunk, because it might get
hell,
hot.
and
some duct tape.
And
some duct tape.
And some booster cables.
I had this gremlin in college.
And make nothing but right turns.
I had this gremlin in college, so we were out somewhere. We was at the University of Memphis.
Oh my goodness.
And one of the guys trying to pick fun at my little gremlin, blah blah. So, and then he got in his car, and we were tripping with him about his car, and we heard this car saying, and he was still right there in front of us. That's what hoop did. He hadn't
to the
gone
pedal,
anywhere.
you're still going 5 miles.
Yeah, he
You're
hadn't
only
gone
5
anywhere.
miles
But
an hour.
These kids nowadays, they don't know about hoopties. They know about Uber.
Oh yeah.
They refuse to get into a raggedy car.
Yeah. Well, hey.
We didn't have Uber back then. It was
Right.
either walking, running, the bus, or getting that hoopty.
Yeah.
And it
very
was
true.
more of the walking and the running and a bicycle.
Very
But
true.
that too.
Now, when Coach Dr. Rochelle Stevens has a combine, she has a team of professional trainers, other coaches who helping her. She's not playing with that. And she run those kids down. Some of them get all tired, they off to the side. But the ones who are energized, they get out there. They be little ones, tall, big ones, for all ages, just out there working and trying to learn how to work out, how to run, how they're supposed to position themselves. It's pretty fun to see. But you only mentioned a couple of events. You got another one. You got the cross country meet that you also began a few years ago.
Yeah, the No Pain, No Fame cross country and health fair. So we got rained out thanks to Helene this year, but it's a flat course, and I'm basically introducing to the young people.
You want to call that flat?
Where is this?
It's at down the street from here, W.C. Johnson Park here in Carterville. So it's
really
a flat,
is down the street.
It's a flat course.
It's considered flat, but it ain't.
It's a flat course.
I know
Because
what
if
mean.
you
It is a
ever
flat
run a
course.
cross-country meet,
It's not like Shelby Farms.
right?
that's
Those
true.
you got hills for that. It's
Yeah.
like you just,
It's not
oh my
like
gosh,
that.
I'm gonna get to the top of this hill, and time you get off, and then you got another hill and
Right.
another hill, and you're jumping over logs, and you got.
I would consider that
it's
being
just-
flat then, yes.
Yeah, it is straight a flat. I mean, an incline is flat compared to
Yeah.
running hills. You ran cross country.
I did.
It's just hard. You're running through the
Yes.
woods. You're lost. You don't know where you're going, but a lot of people really don't understand the true meaning of cross country. Of course, you have some people that love to run distance, but the great athletes put
Different
in that
terrain.
road work,
Yeah.
and you don't have to win in cross country, but you putting in the road work, you putting in that foundation,
Start to
you
finish.
putting in the base. So if your competitors are not running cross country and they sitting around still chilling in September, October, November, and you somewhere running 5 to 10 miles, where do you think they're going to be when indoor season comes?
Right.
They're going to be looking at your back. Because you're putting in the work while they sitting there going, oh, I'll run cross country. It's not about running cross country. It's about getting in the best shape of your life. I mean, Jerry Rice used to run so many hills to be one of the best NFL players out there. Darryl Green, some of the other athletes, the ones that put in a good base.
Derrick Henry.
If you
I
put
saw that
in
joker
a
on that
good
hill
base.
pulling weights.
Rather, Kobe Bryant, they said he was working out at 4 o'clock in the morning. Michael
Yes.
Jordan, the greats
Rochelle
work
Stevens.
out. Rochelle Stevens. If you look at who's great, follow their training regimen, and you will say, no
Adam
wonder they're
Holyfield.
great. If they're not half working out, I mean, you can't be the best in the world and you're smoking weed and you're drinking and you got
Right.
4-5 women. Really? You, right.
Pitching quarters. Can't be
You're
like
not
that.
going to be the best. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to perform to be the best. You're not focused.
Yes.
Your mind is everywhere. You got all this
Yes.
drama. You got your women in the stands. Your hoochie over here and your stripper there. I mean, really,
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
going to perform because
Not
you don't know if
focused
them
at
two
all.
going to meet up and end up fighting.
Well,
You're not really focused.
well, that's part of training. You become a really fast trying to get away from them.
Yeah, you're right.
All
like
of
I
her-
said,
all
you
of her
got to take it
events-
serious. You got to be serious.
But all of the events that she hosts, people of all ages.
Right.
From
2 to 75.
2 to 175 if they want to get out there.
Well,
They're
that's
all out
'cause-
there. They're out there competing or participating in the cross country, in the combine, in the track meet. Sure, I might even got that for the combine myself. They just this year saying just
But
actually
the reason,
get his own.
But Trini, the reason it goes up to the age 75 is because you had the senior games and the senior Olympics.
Yes.
And they are training, but they don't have any meets to go to. I
don't
mean,
have
everybody
any.
look good in practice,
Right.
but you perform completely different in a competition. And so they were like, hey, we want to run in your meet. And so that's how I added that. And then they was like, okay, Rochelle, we like 45 years old. What we going to do? Well, we're going to go up to 45. Well, Rochelle, we're 55 now. We're still running in your meet. Moved on up to 55. And that's how I made it to 75. And because those people, young people, are still running. And I would set up people at my meet. They'll
Yeah.
say, oh, come on, get in. Come on, Holyfield, go on, get in the race, man. Look at the old man. Go on, keep him a little company down there.
Yes.
You can do it, you can do it. We had the men come out the stands. They got the Converse on. They got on their regular tennis shoes. You got your jeans on. You roll them up. You looking at Grandpa, he about 65, 70,
You got the paramedics close, right?
No, this is for the people that's in the stands. We done pumped you up.
Yeah.
Not knowing that this person has been training all year long. So Grandpa just embarrassed you in front of all of your family with your Converse and your jeans on, because he done came out the blocks like a bunny rabbit. You back there pulling the hamstring, they be like, man, you was wrong, Rochelle, you was wrong. So we have a whole lot of that. You can underestimate those seniors all you want to. Those seniors train every single day.
Is this televised? Is there some kind of video that we can watch your meets?
We're going to work on streaming it 1 year. Actually, I was trying to get a television deal forever, but still have not gotten that deal. I always was pushing it off to USA Track and Field, but they just still, once again, that poor marketing. They just never really bought into the idea. But we'll probably stream it next year, StreamYard. We do the basic stuff like what Trini talked about, the opening ceremony, We may show some highlights. But this year, we actually went viral. My story was covered on WMC TV Channel
Yeah,
5
yes,
and 45 other stations around the United States
yeah,
promoted my event, showed the same interview. They didn't alter it, change it. And
yeah.
I was like, hey, let me see what the interview was like. And this dude was like, well, who is WJZ? Well, who is WBAL? I'm like, dude, we looking for WMC.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, but who is? And we looked up, and all these stations just back to
Yeah.
back. And that Monday on Memorial Day, I was going on Google to look for something on Vistaprint, and my picture was at the top, and I was like, I didn't pull this picture up. I thought I Googled, and I shut it down, went back, and it was at the top. I was the #1 trending story on Google. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh! I got excited. You know,
Yes,
TV.
yes.
That was one thing, but to be the #1 search on Google, when you open up the Google and the Rochelle Stevens track meet was the #1 story,
And you
I
know
was
why?
like, that's big time now.
You know why? Because that's good.
Marketing.
Some good. Not only that, but some good, great news. People think good news don't sell. They think it's always got to be some
Right.
bad news and all these other crappy things. But it could be some great news out there, like your events that people can actually put out there and people are excited about seeing. That's probably why everybody picked it up. They saw all the hits they got. Oh, I want that one. They saw them got the hits. Oh, I want that one. Saw the hits. Oh, I want it. They kept going. You know, so that's what we like about it. That's what we like about this show as well, because we were looking to have a great
positive.
positive things that are going on in the Memphis metropolitan area, and not only Memphis metropolitan area, but people all around the globe
Right.
who are from Memphis or came through Memphis who are doing great things, because there are a lot of people around doing great things. A lot more people doing great things than doing negative things, you know. And so you represent all of that. You've put your stuff in some books. This is one of them right here, Run Like Rochelle. Now, if you read this
And
book,
I have another book,
if you read this book,
Travel the
you'll be able to-
World by Foot. Ooh, your feet are tired. Yeah. Some good
I
shoes.
got some
I think if you read these
Oh,
books,
matter of fact,
though,
you don't even have shoes on, and you walked out of those shoes, huh?
and if you read these books, you know what? You might be able to make it to the Olympics as well. If you're gonna run like Rochelle, you can make it to the Olympics.
Because I'm gonna tell
Get
you
you
how
a
to
gold,
eat,
get
how
you
to
a
drink,
silver.
right? You know,
Or a
and-
ticket.
I know that's right. That's the majority. You can get a ticket. Just be there.
So you can get the books, or you can find out more information about the track meet, some of the events that I'm involved in at RochelleStevensFoundation.com. That's RochelleStevensFoundation.com. And like I said, every year I'm always doing something different. I don't want to be old news. I don't want to be the one where they say, oh, well, you know, when she was in high school, she was the bomb. Okay, I've been in high school 40 years, so you still talking about what I did 40 years ago.
You've done a
So-
lot since then.
I'm doing something new every single year. You know, even came down to getting my doctorate degree.
Yes.
I was almost 50 years old when I got my PhD. I was almost 40 years old when I got my master's. To be able to publish 2 books, everything was in different timing. I mean, I even have my own little rap song out. It's always something that I want to achieve because I don't want to be a has-been. I'm still relevant. I'm still relevant. And you would never hear, oh, well, she was in the Olympics. That's all she did. No, I'm still relevant because as you say, I'm still popping. I'm still popping. You know, to be able to give out Visa debit cards with my picture on them to my kids now.
Yes.
That's popping.
Yes.
So if you need money, I don't have to write you a check anymore. I got prepaid MasterCards with my picture on there with me running.
Yeah.
That was a big achievement for me, to be able to just break all kind of records, whether it's with attendance or giving out scholarships or giving out computers and laptops and trunks
Right.
and shoes and shirts, giving out hats, giving out books, doing autographs, a motivational speaker. I had the opportunity to speak on an iconic cruise, Queen Mary II, the first official ocean liner. They still cruise New York to London in 7 days,
yeah?
the fastest cruise ship out there. They are the originals. They was before the one that sank. But and participated with bringing soldiers from the war in World War II. You know, and to be a motivational speaker on a cruise ship,
Yes.
what? I was like, I'm moving on up.
Now to get you to come for a speaking engagement, still go to your site.
RochelleStevensFoundation.com, or just go to any of those social media pages that I'm still beginning to read the notes and the DMs from. Facebook, Rochelle Stevens. Instagram, Rochelle Stevens 96. That's for the 96 Olympics. So, like I said, just Google Rochelle Stevens. It's out there.
96, she won the gold. 92, she won the silver.
Yeah.
And 88,
She
I
has
was
some
young.
world champion gold medals.
And what happened in
So
88?
Google her.
What was in '88?
I missed the team
Okay.
by photo finish. So that determination made me push even harder, because 4 years later, instead of missing the team by a photo finish, I was the Olympic trials champion.
Oh, yes.
So it has, everything has a stepping stone, like I said.
So when is the Dr. Rochelle Stevens movie or documentary or series coming out?
I don't really see a series, and when I saw the movie with Will Smith about Serena Williams and Venus, what was it called? King?
Yeah, The King and I or something like that.
The dad,
Or-
their dad's
Yes.
name. When
I
saw,
Smack People That Talk About My Wife movie. What's the name of it?
No. Will Smith played the father,
I'm joking.
and he was, I forgot their father's name, but it's called King, whatever his name is. And when I saw their story, I was so motivated. I was like, wow, I could have wrote that, but it was going to be about me, because it was so inspiring to look at their childhood. Because when you think about yourself, you don't think you're really doing anything exciting. I mean, I struggled to write a book. I was like, who really want to read a book about me? I mean, what is it that you want to read? What is it that you want to know?
Yeah.
So when you think about yourself, we don't think of ourselves as this superstar or this great, phenomenal person. You can talk to any singer. They don't really think like that. It's like, what do people want to hear? How do I want to make them feel? And so after I watched that movie, I was like, I could write a story about myself.
Yes,
have
a
somewhere
young
to
lady
produce
coming
it.
out of Orange Mound became a high school champion, a college champion, Olympic champion. There is a story there.
Yeah, like you said, you want to produce it?
I wish I could. I'm putting it out there in the universe right now.
But see,
Somebody needs to produce.
That's what we need to get with
this story.
Jason. See, we get with Jason in regards to that.
Mr. Farmer,
Yeah.
BLP, step up.
But it's like, I never thought I would have authored books. I never thought that I would have a PhD. I never thought that I would travel the entire world. I never thought of being in 8 Hall of Fames. I mean, when I work out with some of my friends, like Isaac Bruce, NFL Super Bowl champion a couple of times. And we used to be at the University of Memphis weight room, and you playing in the little rice, getting your hands ready to get the grip so you can do your snatches, your cleans, your jerks, your pulls, your dips, and all of that. When we was working out, our dream at that time was, I want to be the best in the world.
Yes.
His dream was, I want to be the NFL star. I want to go in there and break records. When I
Win a
talk
Super
to,
Bowl.
Ray Lewis, or if I talk to Doug Williams, or if I talk to, any of my friends, when we sit now,
That's a major flex. I don't know if y'all caught that. That was a major flex.
We would straight say, hey, good to see you. How many Hall of Fames you in? Because when you get a certain age,
Right.
it's all about how many Hall of Fames you're in. And when I met some Globetrotters, and dudes like, hey, Rochelle, I'm like in about 4 of them, Judge mine. I'm in 4 Hall of Fames. How many you in?
8.
Well, I'm in 8 now. So, and they were like, 8? Really? You in 8 Hall of Fames? So that's kind of something that we can brag about, because everybody, you're going to get old, and people are not going to remember what you did 20, 30, 40 years ago, and you shouldn't expect them to. Just your fans remember that. That's why I like to stay relevant. Keep it before them, to remind them of what I did to make it in life to where I am now. Because now, like I said, I was the Maybelline girl. I did Sara Lee. I did International Paper. I did Johnson Products as Posner. I was on contract with Nike. I was on contract with Adidas and Reebok and FUBU. And the list goes on. Covered and Pike Toyota. I was on contract with these people, and I was my own agent. I wrote all of my own contracts thanks to Morgan State University. They taught a girl how to write. because when I got there, I couldn't write a paragraph, but I can write books. I can
You
write
can write a
contracts.
contract.
I can write all
Right.
that now, thanks to Morgan State. But you know,
Shout out Morgan State.
that's right, HBCU, third largest for the HBCUs right now. But you know, everything that I learned, I just put it together and just put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
It's all about marketing yourself, and so now I'm marketing myself to the hot flashes. I mean, I represent Life Seasons, and they have a wonderful hot flash vitamin, and it's called Positivity. You hadn't seen me fan myself yet, okay?
And where can the women get that?
lifeseasons.com, and you just put in my name, Rochelle 15. That's to get that 15% off. And it helps with the hot flashes. I mean,
Really?
hot flashes and night sweats and cold sweats and just, you know, just perspiring just out the blue and the hot
Another
flash
thing
wake
that
you
helps
up.
with hot flashes is if Trini keeps his shirt closed, women will not have any flashes.
That's true. But
Yeah, they was
because
turned on. They
was
just
turned-
turned on.
turned up.
Called turned on. Trina was
that's
turned
why I stay
on.
zipped up all the time now, because I want my wife to have any issues.
No
trying
more
to-
flashing for
trying to
you.
hit somebody outside the head, all that kind
Yeah,
of
no
stuff.
more
all,
flashing.
all of that. So now I'm like the brand ambassador for Life Season, dealing with
Yeah.
the hot flashes.
Are you just the
I'm
spokesperson
a
or
brand, I'm a
okay.
brand ambassador.
Brand
Are you
ambassador?
a
Okay.
part of the company also?
No, I'm
ownership?
I'm just the NIL.
Okay.
Just like with Maybelline. So now I target products for mid-age people. You know, whether it's dealing with oil of Olay and dealing with anti-wrinkle creams and, like I said, the hot flashes, things, menopause, those type of things. Because people that followed me will be like, okay, well, Rochelle's still looking good. What is it that you're doing? Well, I
Right.
take my own vitamins.
Yes.
That curb your appetite, burn the fat, give you energy, and make you more alert. I drink my own detox tea.
Right.
That's good for acid reflux, indigestion, constipation, bloating, or gas.
Now, can you get that from the Rochelle Stevens Foundation site or from somewhere else?
You can get that from RochelleHealthAndWellness.com. Rochelle Health and Wellness, which I owned a day spa for 18 years, helping people look good as gold and feel good as gold. So anything that I'm a part of, I got to like it myself. I just can't put your brand out there, and I
Yes.
don't believe in it.
Yes.
And I believe that my reputation and the credibility that I have built over these last 40 plus years, people trust what I recommend.
Well, your reputation precedes you. You do a lot in the community. And I know she named a lot of other big names, but she's around. She go to all the little league stuff and the high school and collegiate things. And she's just out there just, you know, to see and check out things. But she's also there, and the students come up and ask her questions. And so she's able to answer those. Some of them find out who she is. They want to take pictures and all that. But she's around in that way. So I can see how anybody want to use her as a brand ambassador for all of that. And we really appreciate you being here as well from Memphis Sounds Lounge, presented by Star News VIP. We just like doing this, and we want to make sure that people can learn more about you